Hello, we're live. Yay, we got our first person. It's 9 o'clock. It's a bit early. It's right on the nose. So we'll just wait a few minutes for a few other people to join, then we'll get started. Oh, we have 2 people now. 2! If you're joining, there's Lana. Good morning, Lana. How are you, dear? Lovely to see you. I hope you're keeping well. I think I'm going to slow down on the wine, which is a good thing. I didn't have any last night, so I'm a bit more energetic this morning. Espresso, of course, helps. I think that's the good thing, too. I just got in a shipment from Amazon of espresso and hair products, so I'm good for the next while. Hi, Marina. I'm on YouTube live, so if you go to the link in my bio on Instagram, switch over to YouTube and we'll get started. Hey, Ron, how are you? I was just saying how I got my espresso and hair product in the mail recently, and I'm very excited by this. I was using my my hair product very sparingly this last little while. Yes, even in quarantine. Priorities, man. Priorities. Is Mika well? Hi, Jenny. Jenny, you're on Instagram right now, and I'm on YouTube. So if you can just go to the link in the bio and switch over, that'd be awesome to go to YouTube. Okay? And Lana's already there, so that's a good thing. Lana, you're such a positive influence. Oh boy. Mika's beside you, Ron. You might want to give her some space, dude. How you doing, Jenny? So, Ron, just, if I give any tips, I wouldn't reiterate them to Mika. Just let her do it, because I find when you repeat things, then it's considered mansplaining versus man helping, which we think it is. Okay. I think Jenny just joined me on YouTube, so I'm going to shut down Instagram. Good morning, Cheesecake Heart. What a wonderful name. I have a Cheesecake Heart too. Hey, it's Brett Solo. How are you? Thanks for joining. I hope you find this helpful. Hey, Tracy. I'm going to be on YouTube Live, so I'm going to end this this live feed on Instagram. So the link is in the bio. It's in the Instagram bio to jump onto to the YouTube link. So come on there live if you want to do the class today. Okay? And that is that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions before we start? We're going to focus a little bit on twisting today. Oh, thanks, Brett. Brett was just saying that Rita and Maya says hello. And Maya is more than welcome to come over and play with toys here anytime. I'm shutting down Instagram. And we can delete that. And I will need this for some music in a second. Yes, I totally miss Fab as my hairdresser. So I cut my own hair actually a couple weeks ago or last week. I don't remember. I didn't do a bad job, but it's nowhere near what Fab can do. But on the plus side, this week Amazon finally delivered my espresso and my hair product, so I'm very happy about that. Thanks, you're very kind. I noticed the difference. So Fab did let me down, though. I asked him about delivering some hair product. He said he would, and he didn't, so I had to order from Amazon. What are you going to do? But Fab just does a better fade, and he can do a 0 fade. I can only do a fade from 1. And even then, it's not the best fade, because you need someone who can do the back of your head comfortably. So I'll try not to do too much of this today, just in case. Hey, Ginny. I'm glad you joined us. Okay. Where is my music? I got my speaker charged up, so that's good to go. And we can get started. Okay, so today we're focusing on twists. Now, I always like to, since I've been on YouTube, I like to emphasize the importance of the bonded 2-step. 1, 2. Belly in, 1, lift your pelvic floor, 2, and breathe up here. There's nothing wrong with breathing in your belly. It's a different style of breathing. When you're doing your asanas, those, I would say, keep the breath up here when you're practicing asana, because you want the core to stay strong and you want the expansion and contraction of the rib cage to be accentuated. Belly breathing is a different style of breathing, which is also very effective. So I'm not trying to diminish that value. I'm just saying for the purposes of asana, this is what we want. So that's one part. The other thing is that the bonded 2-step really is foundational to any pose you're taking. If you're taking forward bend, back bend, twist, hip opener, internal or external rotation, it doesn't matter. That's going to keep the rest of the body safe and in line. Because when we go into a pose that we're not sure how to do it, and we just mimic what we think it looks like, we often compensate in unhealthy ways. So I might have illustrated this before. If, for example, my bicep is giving me problems and I can't extend the bicep, right? If I try to straighten the arm, instead of straightening the arm, I'm going to do this. That's my whole body compensating for what the one arm is unwilling to do. It's similar with other parts of your body and can happen on a much more subtle level. I find that when you can get the bandhas engaged in any pose, a lot of those issues can be mitigated. I can't say they'll be avoided altogether, because injury will be inevitable at some point, whether it's severe or not. Is another. If you're active or inactive, you're going to get injured. So you might as well be active and enjoy living. At least for me, it's enjoyable, and I hope it's enjoyable for you. Getting into our twists, I'm going to just tilt. There we are, the camera a touch. Okay. I'm going to turn the music in a second. And if you want to do this, you're welcome to do it as I demo. I'm just going to come into a forward bending twist. So here I am in a forward bend, and now I'm going to add a twist. So I'm just going to bring my left hand on the hip and the right hand on the ankle. Now here's what a lot of people do. They do this. And it's normal to do that, but that's not a twist, that's a curl. So we want the spine, if here are the hips, we want the hips to stay in place, we want the spine to do this. That's a twist. We tend to do this. And there's always, right, and then we try to twist, but it's harder to twist when you're in a curling position. There will always be a little bit of curl. That's okay, there's no crime. It's like anything where, when I'm saying, work the legs to straight. They don't have to be straight, but you want to find the action of straightening. Unless, of course, you're hyperextending, you need a slight bend, but you still want to find the action of extension. Or square the hips to the front. You don't want square. There's no such thing as a perfect asana. You don't want that, because a perfect asana is a stagnant asana. What you want is an awareness in your asana practice, so that you know what needs to be done in this particular moment. So it's not about being square, but working towards square or squaring. So similarly with our twist, we want to avoid curling, even though there will be a slight curl, and that's okay. There's no crime. There's no loss of karmic points. You're not a bad yogi, okay? So getting back to this idea of a twist now, I'm in a forward bend. My left hand is on my hip and my right hand is on my ankle to twist. Now, bandha 2-step, belly and lift the pelvic floor. And I'm going to lengthen the crown of my head towards the floor as I twist. And with most twists, you'll find they deepen when you start to broaden across the front of the collarbones. So they're going to go in that direction, and I find, oh wow, I'm twisting much deeper. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not curling. There might be a slight curl here. That's okay. There's no crime. Other side, right hand on the hip, left hand on the ankle. And you'll find it's easier to twist on one side than the other. You can even just lengthen forward and twist instead of coming down. Or start lengthening and then gradually work your way down. I'm using the hand to pull on the ankle to create some extra twist, generate some extra twist with my arm strength. Broaden the collarbones and the twist comes deeper. I'm widening here to deepen the twist. So we're going to explore that idea or that action throughout our sequence today. So we'll start by coming to the front of the mat. And we'll take a deep breath when my speaker decides to shut off. Okay. Press into your feet, lift up your thighs into your hip sockets. You're lifting your pelvic floor and lowering the tail. Breathe. So as your tail lifts up or your hips lift up, your tail lengthens down. Lengthen the sternum up to the ceiling, away from the pull of the tail. Keep breathing. As your sternum lifts up, bring the shoulder blades down the back and forward into the chest. If you want to find cactus arms first, go ahead, keep the shoulder blades in place, then release your arms down. And then as the shoulder blades draw down, lengthen the crown of the head to the ceiling so your chin draws in and you lengthen the back of the neck. And we'll begin. Inhale, push into your feet, bring your arms up, gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back, heavy rib cage. Inhale, lengthen your head up, hold the belly in. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back. You can stay here in plank or lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, strong legs, heavy hips, arms back, chest forward. Exhale, lift your rib cage up, shift it back, moving into downward dog. Hold here and breathe. 1. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Try to make the arms and legs a little bit longer. Now it's your first stretch, so it's okay if it's a bit challenging. Breathe into it. 2. Lift your rib cage up, shift it back towards the hips, sending weight towards your heels. Keep breathing. 3. Rotate the armpits in towards each other so you bring the shoulder blades away from the spine. 4. Curl the tail to the chest. And 5. Exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend the knees. Step or hop forward. Lengthen your head up. Hold the belly in. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Inhale, push into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach away from strong legs. Bandha 2-step. Exhale, release your hands. You're still holding your bandhas. Again, inhale, bring the arms up. Gaze to your thumbs. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Heavy ribs. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Hold the belly in. Exhale, push into your hands again. Step or jump back. You can hold plank. Contain your bandhas as you lower down. Inhaling upward dog. Strong legs, heavy hips, arms back, chest forward. Exhale, lift your rib cage up, shift it back, moving into downward dog. Sound your breath. And that's 1. So again, spread your fingers, spread the toes. Try to make the arms and legs a little bit longer. 2. Lifting your rib cage up, shifting it back towards the hips, sending more weight to the heels, over and over. 3. Push your heels down, lengthen your big toes forward, sound your breath. That's the most important part. 4. 5, as you exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend your knees, step or hop. Lengthen your head up, hold the belly in. Exhale, fold, relax your lower back, heavy ribs. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up, reach. You're holding your bandhas, exhale. 1 more, we'll do a twisting variation in here. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Again, heavy ribs. Inhale, lengthen your head up, hold the belly in. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back. Again, you can hold plank, maybe lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Take your time, slow down your breath. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. That's the most important part, is deep breathing. 1. Long arms and legs again. We're just going to hold here for 3. 2, because we're going to twist now. And 3. Okay, exhale. We're just going to step our feet forward. So we're taking a bit of a shorter dog. With your left hand, see if you can grab onto the right ankle. Bend your left elbow, but lengthen your head towards the front of the mat and breathe. 1. So find your bandhas first. Bandha two-step. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor. 2. Now try not to curl. Lengthen the crown. 3. As you lengthen towards the front of the mat, try to broaden your collarbones, and you'll find you twist a bit deeper. 4. And 5. Okay, release your left hand, forward other side. Right hand on the outer side of your left ankle. Twist here and breathe. 1. Long arms and legs, bandha two-step. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor. 2. Lengthen the crown to the front of the mat. Bend your right elbow. 3. Try to widen your shoulders out to the side as much as you can, and you twist deeper. 4. And 5. And release your right hand forward. Gaze forward. Inhale, bend the knees. Step or hop forward. Lengthen your head up. And exhale, release. Relax your lower back. Inhale, push into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach away from strong legs. And exhale, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, bend your knees. Tail forward, arms up. Exhale, fold. Relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up, holding your belly in. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back. Again, you can hold plank, maybe lower chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Turn the left foot into a 45-degree angle. Step your right foot forward. Stay low. Inhale as you come up, hinging from your pelvis. Reach your hands higher, tail lower. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Turn right, step left. Stay low. Inhale up, bending your front knee. Reach your hands higher, tail lower. Exhale, bringing the hands down. Step back, lower, chaturanga. Slow inhales every time. Slow exhales every time. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. It matters that you're taking full breaths. 1. Slow down your inhale. Control the exhale. 2. Lifting your rib cage up, shifting it back. Keep the gaze between your thighs or towards your belly. 3. Longer arms and legs. Rotating your armpits in. Keep finding length. Thinking length in your body over and over. 4. And 5. Exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend your knees, step or hop. Lengthen your head up. Hold your belly in. Exhale, fold. Relax your lower back, heavy ribs. Inhale, bend your knees. Tail forward, arms up. Find your bandhas. Exhale, Samasthiti. We'll do a variation here. Inhale again, bend your knees, tail forward, arms up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale again, step or jump back. You can hold plank, maybe lower. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. Inhale, this time we're going to step the right foot forward. Stay on the left toes. Bend your right knee a lot. Bring the right hand on the hip. So just watch for a second. I want to keep this hip low. Because if we're going to twist up now, people have a tendency of dropping this left hip and raising the right. We're going to bring our left hand down beside the right foot. Inhale, start to reach your right hand up, but keep this left hip low. Hold here. 1, again, widen your collarbones. Find your bandhas. 2, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Lengthen the head to the front of the mat. 3, resist your left hand back towards the back of the mat. Push your top hand forward. 4. And 5, exhale, look down, push into your hands. Step your right foot back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Other side. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Bring the left hand on the hip, and you want to keep that hip down as much as possible. The right hand stays down beside your left foot. Lengthen and twist. So that's a pose here. Maybe reach your hand up and hold. 1, find your bandhas. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Lengthen your head to the front of the mat. 2, try to drag your right hand back. Push your top hand forward. You twist more. 3, widening your collarbones, widening your shoulders. You find you twist. Keep breathing. 4 and 5. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Step your left foot back. Lower chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Hold here. Totally fine if you take child's pose and breathe. 1. Slow the inhale, control the exhale over and over. 2. Again, it doesn't matter how deep you go, it matters how deep you breathe. 3. 4 and 5. Exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend the knees, step or hop. Lengthen your head up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward, arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti, Padangusthasana, separate your feet hip distance. Inhale, catch your big toes, lengthen your head up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Totally fine to bend your knees. You work them straight and breathe. 1, lean your hips forward, press the feet down, try to make the legs straighter. 2, Bandha two-step, belly and lift your pelvic floor. Belly lifting up, ribcage lengthening down. 3, bend the elbows, but bring the shoulders away from the ears, so we're not shrugging. 4, 5, inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, bring the left hand on your hip, right hand on the outside of your left ankle. Bend your right elbow, but bring your head down. Don't curl over the leg. Lengthen your head down and breathe. 1, weight forward, press the feet down, find your Bandha two-step, belly and lift your pelvic floor. 2, and lengthen the crown of the head to the floor. Make sure you're not curling over your left leg. Lengthen straight down. 3, as you lengthen down, widen the collarbones, widen the shoulders. 4 and 5. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, right hand on the hip, left hand outer side of your left ankle. Draw the head down and twist. Breathe. 1, Bandha two-step, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Now lengthen your head straight down. 2, as you bend your left elbow, bring the left shoulder blade down the back. Keep your gaze up. 3, widen your shoulders with the collarbones out to the sides. Gaze up towards the ceiling over the shoulder. 4 and 5. Inhale, lengthen up, head up. Exhale, work your way back up into standing. Samasthiti, Trikonasana. Inhale, step your left foot back. As long as your right foot's facing in one direction, that's fine. Curl your back toes inwards, arms up. Exhale, shift the hips towards the left as you reach your right hand towards the right. Bring your hand down the shin, the ankle, maybe the foot, maybe left hand up and hold. I actually prefer the foot to the toe because now there's more control. 1, so again, find your bandhas, belly and lift your pelvic floor. Notice how I'm curling a bit. That's okay. 2, now I want to lengthen on my right side and shorten on my left. So I straighten out the torso. 3, push my top hand forward, twist up, broaden the collarbones. You twist deeper. 4, 5, exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, shift the hips towards the left. Or turn your feet to the left, shift the hips towards the right, reach your left hand forward, bring it down on the shin, ankle, or foot. This can graduate as you move into your breath. Hold there and breathe. Maybe right hand up. I'm still your friend if it's not there. 1, favoring the inner edge of the front foot, so we're not rolling on the ankle. Work that front leg straighter. Doesn't have to come straight. 2, Bandha two-step, belly and lift your pelvic floor. Now lengthen your head towards that left side. 3, push your top hand forward, try to broaden your collarbones. You notice you twist deeper. 4, 5, exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Pivot the feet to the right again. Right hand on the hip, left hand up. Exhale, draw that right hip back. Lengthen your left hand forward. Totally fine to bring your hand on the inside edge of the foot. Maybe on top or outside edge of the foot. The right hand can stay on the hip or release up and you hold. Find your tension point and breathe. 1, so again, you favor the inner edge of your front foot, working the front leg longer. It doesn't have to be straight. 2, draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Don't let your rib cage collapse. Lengthen it forward. 3, and as you push your top hand forward, widen your collarbones. 4, 5, exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Turn the feet to the left side. Left hand on the hip, right hand up. Exhale. Pull your right hip back, reach your right hand forward. The hand can come down inside edge, on top, or outside edge. One side is always different than the other. Totally normal. Hold here and breathe. 1. So again, it's normal for this rib cage to collapse. Try to lift it up. Lift your bandhas. Twist. 2. Push your top hand forward. Broaden your collarbones. 3. Draw your left hip back. Curl the right hip forward. Keep lengthening your right rib cage forward. 4. 5. Exhale, look down. Inhale, coming up. We're going to take a wider stance. Pivot the feet back towards the right. Bend the right knee. Right elbow on top of the knee. Left arm above your left ear. Maybe right hand down the outside edge of the foot. Hold here. 1. Find your bandhas. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Now lengthen to the right. 2. The pinky side of your left hand is chopping down. As you chop it down, twist up. Rib cage up to the ceiling. 3. 4. And 5. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Turn the feet towards the left. Exhale, bend your left knee. Right arm above the right ear. Maybe left hand down. Hold here. That's 1. Opening up the knees towards the wall behind you. 2. 3. Pinky side of your right hand chops down. Twist your chest up. Broaden your collarbones. Notice the difference. 4. And 5. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Pivot the feet to the right. Come down to your left knee. Left elbow is going to come across your right knee. So let's take our time twisting here. Hold your bandhas in. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Twist, lengthen. Hold there for a second. Breathe. Widen the collarbones. Find your bandhas again. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Widen your collarbones and you'll come a bit deeper. You can stay here in prayer. Maybe straighten your back leg. Maybe bring your left hand down. Maybe right arm up. Hold there. 1. Find your bandhas. 2. Chop your right arm down if it's extended. 3. Left shoulder blade down the back. Now widen your collarbones if you can. 4. It's trickier to find here. And 5. Exhale, look down. Inhale up, pivot the feet to the left. And exhale, come down onto your right knee. Right elbow across the left knee. So again, notice that my rib cage is sagging a bit. Lift the rib cage up. Pull your bandhas in and twist deeper. Then slide your armpit down to the knee. Hold there, breathe, wait. Find your bandhas again. Belly and lift your pelvic floor, lengthen. Broaden your collarbone. See if you can come a touch deeper. And again, you can stay in prayer. Maybe right hand down. Maybe straighten your right leg. And maybe left arm above your left ear. 1. Stay with your bandhas, belly in, breathe in your rib cage. I know it's hard. 2. Right shoulder blade down the back, either version. 3. Pinky side of your left hand chops down. Twist up, keep broadening your collarbones. 4. 5. Exhale, look down. Well done. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Turn your feet in. Hands on your hips. Inhale your chest up. Prasarita Padottanasana. Exhale, hands down between your feet, shoulder distance. Inhale, lengthen your head up. And exhale, fold, crown the head towards the floor. Hold here. 1. Hips forward. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Finding bandhas first. 2. Walk your hands back. Squeeze the elbows in. Use the arm strength to pull your head to the floor more. 3. Totally fine to bend your knees. It doesn't matter how deep you go. It matters how deep you breathe. 4. 5. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, we'll stay there, and then just interlace the fingers behind you. Your next exhale, fold forward. Release the hands down. So just relax your shoulders. Hold here. 1. Again, it's fine just to roll out your shoulders here. 2. Hips forward. Work your legs straighter. Finding your bandhas again. 3. 4. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. Just take deep breaths. And 5. Inhale. Slowly work your way back up. And exhale. Come back to the front of the mat for Samasthiti. Utthita Hasta Paramishtasana. And it's a kind of pose that it takes a while to get. And if you come in and out, that's totally normal. That's all part of practice. Left hand on your hip. Inhale. You can lift up your right knee or the right big toe, or extend your leg straight up, catch the toe. Maybe exhale and fold. Hold here. 1. If your leg is bent, lead the heel forward until you reach a tension point and breathe. 2, if your leg is straight, point the foot, tighten the grip, and bend your elbow. 3, find your abundance. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Drop your right hip. 4, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, so we're squaring. And 5, inhale your head up. Exhale the leg or the knee out to the side, gaze to the left, hold. That's 1. It's fine if your leg is bent. Putting weight down. 2, weight goes down into that left foot over and over. 3, if your leg is straight, bend the elbow and roll your heel forward so your hips come to more of a level place. 4. 5, inhale your leg into center. And we're just going to fold as you exhale. Inhale, release the foot. Hands on your hips and hold. 1, if you can, point the foot but flex the big toe. 2, pull the leg back into the hip socket against the strength of your left leg. 3, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Bandhas, breathe up here. 4. 5, exhale, kick your leg back. Catch it with your right hand for a counter pose, left hand up. You can stay here or move up to a wall if you need to. Maybe fold forward. You're not cheating if you use a wall to help you balance. Breathe. 1, balance first. Don't go deeper. Breathe deeper. 2, so as you deepen the breath, you start to open up the front of your right hip flexor. 3. 4. And 5, inhale, work your way back up. And exhale, release. Shake it out. Other side. One side's always different. I'm still your friend. It's normal. Right hand on the hip, lift up your left knee. Or catch the big toe. Or work the leg straight. Maybe bend the left elbow. Hold. 1, you find your tension point and breathe and explore if going deeper is a possibility. 2, and you respect what your body says yes to or no to. 3, bend your left elbow, bring your left shoulder back, right shoulder forward more. 4. And 5, inhale your head up. Contain your bandhas as you exhale, your leg or the knee out to the side. Hold. 1, driving weight down into that right foot over and over. 2, if your leg is straight, bend the elbow, roll the heel forward. 3, if your knee is bent, I'm still your friend. 4. And 5, inhale your leg back into center. 1 breath. Exhale and fold chin to the shin. Inhale, release the foot. Hands on your hips. Hold. 1, point your left foot, but flex the big toe. 2, pull the leg into the hip socket against the strength of your right leg. They work together. 3, find your bandhas as you work the legs into the hips. 4. And 5, kick your leg back, catch it with your left hand, right hand up. Totally fine to move against a wall. Maybe start to fold forward. We're just countering. 1, it doesn't matter how deep you go. It matters how deep you breathe. 2, breathing into the front of your left hip flexor. Try to soften it. 3. 4. I just came closer to check you out. And 5. Okay, release your foot. I'm joking. It's not a Zoom meeting. And release. Okay. We're going to skip our hip openers. We're going to go right into Surya Namaskar, right into warriors. Push into your feet. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, push into your hands. Step or jump back again. You can hold plank or lower into chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Turn the left foot into a 45. Step your right foot forward. Stay low. And if you want, bring the hands in the pelvis. Keep that front knee bent. Hinge your pelvis up. Don't bend in your lower back. Hinge the pelvis up. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Hinge from your pelvis, belly and lift your pelvic floor. Try to square your hips more. Start to reach your arms up and breathe. They don't have to be back here. In front of you is good. 1, bend the front knee more. Strengthen your back leg. Square the hips more. Over and over. Keep finding squaring. 2, bandhas. Lift your pelvic floor, belly in. Lengthen your rib cage up. 3, chop the arms forward. As you chop them forward, pull your rib cage back and tail forward. Now bend the front knee more. 4, but stay tall. 5, straighten your right leg, turn the feet towards the back. And as you exhale, bend the left knee. Again, find that squaring action. Over and over. Breathe. 1, strengthen your back leg. Square. Bend the front knee more. Keep lifting your pelvis up. 2, belly and lifting your pelvic floor. Hands higher. 3, chopping your arms forward to find the action of pulling your rib cage back and tail forward. 4,
And 5, inhale, open up your palms. Warrior 2 position, hold here. 1, curl your back toes inwards, open up the knees towards the wall behind you. 2, lift your pelvic floor, belly in, rib cage lengthens away from your hips. 3, if you want to find your shoulder blades, go ahead, turn your palms up. Let the shoulder blades stay in place. Now bring your palms back down. 4. And 5, straighten your left leg, pivot the feet towards the front. Exhale, bend the right knee. Allow the hips to shift towards the right knee. So we're not doing this, we're doing this. Breathe. 1, belly in, lift your pelvic floor, lengthen. 2, it's okay to drop the hips more and lengthen your rib cage up more. So you're lengthening here in the middle of the waist. 3, go ahead and find your shoulder blades again. You don't have to wait for my cue. You do it at any time. 4. And 5, exhale, bring the hands down. Step your right foot back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Pigeon. Inhale, bring the right knee towards your right hand. Come to rest on your right leg. And you're resting all the way on the outer edge of your right thigh. That's important. You want to keep the flex of your right foot. And it's okay if you bring your foot closer to you or further ahead. The direction is squaring or becoming parallel to the front of the mat. It doesn't have to get there. You have to keep the right side of that hip down. And we're going to gently move into our pigeon forward bend here. Now, you can curl onto the top of the foot. That's fine. Maybe curl the back toes inwards or up. So you lift your back leg up. Now you want to turn that entire left side in towards your right hip. Hold here. 1, so it's okay if you use your hand to grab the thigh. Rotate it in towards your right hip. 2, favor your rib cage and your belly button towards the right leg. Keep breathing. 3, keep flexing your right foot so you protect the ankle. Keep the weight down in that right hip. 4. And 5, inhale, work your way back up. We're going to swing the left leg around and bring the left foot on top of your right ankle. So first we're going to do a forward bend, then we're going to do a twist. So it's normal if your left knee is lifting, and you can start by keeping the hands behind you, shifting your hips forward so you feel the stretch around the external hip rotators, and you can stay there. Maybe hug the right arm around your left leg. Maybe come all the way down. You do what you can. You find your tension point and breathe, and you gauge what your body needs. 1, so we're still flexing both feet to protect the ankles. Try to keep your hips heavy. 2, don't think of pushing down. Think of lengthening your rib cage forward. Find your bandhas again. 3, hips down, belly in, lengthen forward. 4. And 5, inhale, coming up. We're going to bring the left elbow across your left foot. Right hand down for support. Find your bandhas first. Now, you notice I'm curling. That's normal. That's okay. Lengthen. Here, we're definitely not going to be a perfect 90-degree angle. It's not going to happen. But try to find that action of lengthening forward. Then slide your armpit down towards the foot. Lengthen again. You can stay here. If you want to take prayer, go ahead. Or if you want to wrap your right arm around behind you, go ahead. 1, flexing both feet. Squeeze your palms together if you're in prayer. 2, find your bandhas. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Lengthen forward. 3, now widen your collarbones as much as you can. Gaze up to the ceiling. 4. And 5. Okay, and release the pose. It's going to be an interesting pigeon now. Bring the left knee in front of you. Swing your right leg around. And it's okay if that right leg is bent. Maybe you straighten it, but the priority here is to keep this left hip down as much as possible. Maybe you can curl the back toes under and lift your right knee off the floor. So that's a pose. And you want to keep favoring the right side in towards your left thigh. Hold here. 1, strong flex of your left foot so you're protecting the ankle and keeping the direction in towards your left hip here. 2, keep favoring the right thigh in towards your left hip. 3, try to favor your belly button and your rib cage towards your left thigh more. 4. And 5, inhale, coming up, swing your right leg around and bring the right foot on top of your left knee. Totally normal if that knee is lifting up. And again, you gauge what you need to do. You can stay here shifting your chest forward, maybe wrap the left arm around your knee, maybe bring the knee down. But don't think of pushing down, think of lengthening forward. If you can come forward, go ahead. There's no extra karmic points. You just find your tension point and breathe. That's it. 1. Flex your feet so you're protecting the ankles. Find your bandhas. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor. 2. And keep lengthening your rib cage away from the hips. 3. If your hands are in front of you, try to claw the ground and pull your chest forward. Chin chest forward. 4. And 5. Inhale, coming up. And exhale. So this is what I mean about compensating. When we try to come into a twist, right away we compensate by curling. That's okay. That's a normal thing. Try to find length and then twist. Length and then twist. Lengthen and then twist. Find your bandhas. Belly in, now lengthen again. And you can stay here. Maybe prayer. Maybe wrap your hand around and bind. Hold. 1. Flexing both feet. Right shoulder blade down the back. 2. Bandha two-step. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Lengthen your rib cage forward. 3. Try to widen your collarbones as you twist up, gaze to the ceiling. 4. And 5. Slowly work your way back up. If you want to straighten your legs, go ahead and give them a shake. Okay, and then you can take a vinyasa. Push into your hand step or jump back and lower chaturanga. Full inhales every time. And full exhales every time. Dandasana. So Dandasana is just a starting pose. It's like standing. This is Samasthitihi at a 90-degree angle. That's all it is. Bring the hands beside you. Your fingertips are pointing forward. Grow tall and breathe. 1. Draw the legs into the hip sockets and grow tall against the energy of the legs. Use your bandhas to do that. 2. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Reach your rib cage up. 3. Squeeze your big toes together like you have $1 million check between them. Notice how your belly pulls in at the sides. Keep growing tall with that. 4. And 5. Inhale your arms up. Keep the legs strong. Keep the hips heavy. Exhale and lengthen. Direction, length. Direction is length. Direction is length. And then you reach forward and catch your feet. If you can't catch your feet, bend your knees. Wonderful option. Hold here. Same karmic points. We're still friends. 1. So maybe you can slide your heels forward or not. Again, you're just finding your tension point and breathing. That's your priority. 2. Bend your elbows. Bring your shoulders back. Lengthen your chest forward. 3. Bandhas, 1 and 2. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. Widen your collarbones again. Notice how it improves your lengthening. 4. And 5. Inhale your head up. Exhale, release the hands behind you 6 inches for Purvottanasana. Roll your shoulders forward. Lift your chest up through the shoulders. The belly stays in the whole time as if you're at the beach. Push your heels down. Inhale your hips up. Drop your head back and breathe. 1. Shifting more weight to the feet. Breathe. 2. Roll your shoulders forward. Lift your chest up. 3. Bandha two-step. Belly and lift your pelvic floor. More weight to the feet. 4. And 5. And lower down. And again, you can take a break there. Or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower chaturanga. Full inhales every time. Full exhales every time. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position. Keep your left leg straight, lift up your right ankle. We're just going to roll the leg in like little circles. We just want to relax the tendons around the hip socket. So we're just saying, hey, it's okay to go a bit deeper now. You can stay here with the hands underneath or wrap the arms around the front of the shin. Interlace your fingers. Roll the right hip forward towards your left foot. So the pelvic bone is moving away from your sacrum. Grow tall and breathe. 1. Find the strength in your left leg. Grow tall against that energy. Bandha two-step. Keep finding it. 2. Belly in. Lift your pelvic floor. Growing tall. 3. Flex your right foot. Bring the heel higher and the shin closer to your chest. 4. And 5. Okay, we're going to release the foot and we're going to pull the knee behind your shoulder as much as you can. And it's okay if the leg is just above your elbow. You want to work it towards the shoulder so it's just below the deltoid or above your tricep. Hands down, lean your chest forward, lift your hips up. Draw the hips back, keep the legs strong, maybe lift up your left foot. That's 1. Breathe. 2. 3. We're going to explore some more arm balancing next week. 4. And 5. Okay, release the pose. You can do the fancy vinyasa if you want or just switch sides. Inhale if you can, pick up, and exhale, jump back and lower. Or if you want to do the fancy version, go ahead. Inhaling upward dog. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. Exhaling downward dog. Gaze forward, come back into seated. And if you just switch sides while the fools did the work, good for you. I hope you're just rotating your leg in the hip socket a bit so you start to relax the tendons around the hip socket. So again, you can stay here. This is already quite a bit of active work. Or interlace the fingers around the front of the shin. Roll your left hip forward towards your right foot. Grow tall and breathe. 1, strong right leg and grow tall against the energy of that leg. 2, flex your left heel. Bring the heel higher and shin closer to your chest. 3, keep rotating your left hip towards your right foot. 4. And 5. And if you really want to stay here for 5 more breaths, you can, just to play with that. Otherwise, we'll bring the knee behind the shoulder. And so it's going to hang out just underneath my deltoid. Otherwise, it's okay if it's above your ankle. Hands beside you. Chop this foot down. Lift your hips up. Maybe lift up your right foot. That's 1. Squeeze your legs together. 2, keep chopping your left foot down. 3, hips back, chest forward. 4. And 5, and lower. And again, you can take a break or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales every time. Full exhales every time. Gaze forward, bend the knees, come forward to a seated position. We'll do Baddha Konasana. So bring your feet together, let the knees come out to the side. And if your knees are high up, that's pretty normal. Just massage them down or bring the hands behind you. Rock your chest forward. So think of lengthening your rib cage up, tilting your pelvis forward, and it comes deeper in the adductor. If your knees do come down, open up your feet like a book. Keep pressing your elbows down. Lengthen forward. Don't drop, lengthen. And that's already 1. Either version, lengthening the knees out to the side. Keep breathing. 2, Bandha step. Belly in. 1, lift your pelvic floor. 2. 3, then lengthen your rib cage away from your bandhas. That should be about 4. And 5, inhale your head up. Use your hands to help you lift the knees, and we're going to straighten the legs. So we'll start here. Again, if you're not that flexible, keep the hands behind you. Just practice hinging your pelvis forward, finding length in your torso. That's it. That's all you need to do. Maybe catch your shins. Maybe catch your feet. Maybe bring your chin and chest to the floor. No one is hating you. Everyone here is spiritually advanced. All 12 or 13 of you. Breathe. And that's 1. Keep your legs pressing down. Strong legs. Now lengthen away from your hips. 2, draw the shoulder blades down the back as you reach your chin and chest forward. 3, the fun thing about practicing at home is noticing all the dust bunnies that you get. 4, breathe. And 5, inhale your head up. Okay, this is sort of a twist. I'm going to bend the right elbow, drop the elbow inside the right knee. Now you notice as I'm doing that, I'm curling. So I want to find length. There will be a little bit of curl in this position. That's normal, and that's okay. But I want to really shorten on my left side and lengthen my right so that I'm minimizing that curl. And then twist my chest up. Keep my bandhas engaged. Maybe reach your arm over top of your ear, maybe the hand behind the head. I like this version because I use the head and the hand to work with each other to engage the muscles along my thoracic vertebrae. If you can catch the foot, go ahead. 1, strong legs, lengthen away from your hips. 2, bandha step 1 and 2, find that and then twist. 3, broaden your collarbones out to the side. If you can, push your head back into the hand. 4. And 5, inhale, coming back up for 1. And exhale, drop the left shoulder or left elbow down inside your left knee. And again, watch the curl. Try to contain that front, lifting your bandhas, shortening on your right side, lengthening on the left. And if you want to bring your right arm above the ear, go ahead. Or hand behind the head, go ahead and breathe. 1, strong legs, resist your left arm against your left knee. 2, find your bandha, step 1 and 2. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor, now twist. 3, broaden your collarbones out to the sides. Push the head back into the hand if you can. 4. And 5, inhale, work your way back up. Exhale, stay there, do nothing. I know, you love it when I say that. Lean back, lift your arms up. Inhale, lift up your legs. Hold there. Totally fine if you're bending your knees. I'm still your friend. 1, even if you're lifting up 1 foot, that's where you start. Maybe lift up both feet. 2, if you're here with bent knees, maybe work the heels up. They don't have to come straight. 3, if your legs are straight, point the feet, drop your head back. Lengthen your torso away from the hips. 4, find your bandhas. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Notice how the length changes. And 5, and release. And you can take a break there or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales, upward dog, whether you're moving or sitting. And full exhales, downward dog, whether you're moving or sitting. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward into a seated position. We're going to do Marichasana A and C. So the left leg is straight. Bring the right leg back, and you want the right foot. The outer edge of the right foot should line up with the outer edge of your hip. Reach your right hand forward, but try to keep that right hip down. Keep lengthening your right arm forward. You can just resist the right arm against the shin. And ideally, you're just below that knee joint. You can stay here. Maybe wrap around and bind. That's fine. Binding's overrated. It's up to you, and breathe. 1, keep the strength in your straight leg. Find your bandhas. 1 and 2. 2, even here, broaden your collarbones out to the side. The pose will come deeper. Breathe. 3, try to drop your right hip and lengthen away from your right hip. That's where the work is. 4, it's not in folding forward. It's in lengthening away from your right hip. And 5, and he'll come up. We're just going to switch sides. Straighten your right leg, bend your left leg back. And again, there's space between my foot and my right thigh. So the outer edge of my foot is lining up with the outer edge of my hip. And then reach your left hand forward. Inhale. Exhale, keep reaching forward, reaching forward. And if you want, you can resist the arm against your knee. You want to try to bring the arm just underneath that knee. Hold here, maybe bind. And that's 1. Ooh, I don't know if the shoulder wants me to do it. It's okay. 2, lift your pelvic floor. Hold the belly in. Bandha step 1 and 2. 3, broaden your collarbones out to the side. Notice how the pose comes deeper. 4, drop that left hip down as you lengthen your chest forward. And 5, inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. If you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead. Otherwise, we'll switch sides again. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales every time. Full exhales every time. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward. Left leg straight, bend your right leg back into Marichasana position. So you can just hug the left arm around the right knee. That's a fantastic twist. Maybe bring the elbow across the knee, but notice how the rib cage wants to collapse. So again, find your bandhas and grow tall. Broaden your collarbones out to the side. If you can bind, go ahead. Otherwise, hold stop center, hug your leg. 1, push into your hips, grow tall, broaden the collarbones. 2, belly and lift your pelvic floor. Keep broadening your collarbones, left shoulder blade down the back. 3, it doesn't matter though how deep you go. It matters how deep you're breathing. Check in with your breath. 4, and 5, well done, and release the pose. Straighten your right leg, bend your left leg back. And again, you still want that space between the foot and the thigh. Hug your right arm around the left knee. That's a pose. Maybe elbow comes across the knee. And again, find that action of lifting your bandhas. Hold the belly in, and then try to work your rib cage closer to the thigh. You can hold here and stop sign. Maybe work around to bind. Binding, well, to me, it's overrated. Hold there and breathe. 1, push into your hips, grow tall. Broaden your collarbones. 2, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Broaden your collarbones. So much more control this way. 3, you're trying to drop the left hip and bring the right rib cage across your thigh more. 4, and 5. Okay, and release. And you can take a break there or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales, whether you're moving or sitting. Full exhales, whether you're moving or sitting. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward, and we'll do Navasana. We're going to do 3 Navasanas, and in between, we're going to do 2 sunken boats. So it's going to be 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Okay? So lean your weight back, grab onto your ankles, lift up your knees. You can hold here or release. Hold. 1, try to keep the knees where they are. Maybe work your legs a bit straighter. 2, chop the arms down, lift your chest up. Breathe. 3, belly and lift your pelvic floor. Find length. 4, don't lower down now. 5, we're going to sink into sunken boat. Feet and head about 1 foot off the floor. That's 1. Maybe separate your feet. 2, maybe separate your arms. 3, if you bring the arms back, that's really hard. 4, and 5. Inhale, coming back up for 5. 1, legs come into the hip sockets. 2, chop the arms down, lift your chest up. 3, shoulders back, chest forward more. 4, and 5, lowering down into sunken boat. 1, and you can stay here. 2, maybe separate your legs. 3, maybe bring the handle to the side. 4, or hands above the head, up to you. And 5, inhale, coming back up. 5 breaths. 1, chop the arms down, lift your chest up. 2, if you want to bring your hands up, that makes it interesting too. 3, keep the legs up as much as you can. 4, and 5, and cross your shins. Inhale, just lift, no vinyasa. Exhale, lower. And then if you want, you can stay here or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales every time. Full exhales every time. It doesn't matter if you're off my count. It matters that you're taking full breaths. Keep reminding yourself of that. Then gaze forward. Come into a seated position and lie down on your backs, preparing for back bends. Maybe we're going to do some more back bends next class on Thursday. And in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to do a workshop that involves props to really deepen some of your back bending and heart opening work. I'll advertise that on Instagram. So for now, let's just enjoy lying down on our backs and breathe. So as you breathe, try to, again, find your bandhas and keep the breath in your rib cage. So you can stay here. Belly in, lift your pelvic floor, breath is up here. You can even just release the hands up. This is already qualifying as a back bend because the whole serratus chain is stretching. Try to keep your rib cage down, keep your bandhas engaged. So if you stayed here for the entire time, I'm still your friend, and that qualifies. You still count. Otherwise, maybe you can grab onto the ankles. If you can't, just interlace the fingers underneath you. Inhale, lift your hips up. If you can take Urdhva Dhanurasana, go ahead. Breathe. 1, favor the inner edges of the feet. So the thighs are rolling in and down. 2, if you had a block between your thighs, it would roll down. Now lift your tail up through that. 3, belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Reach the chest towards the wall behind you. 4, if you're binding the feet, try to straighten the legs and resist the arms against your legs. And 5, and lower down. 2 more times. We're just countering Navasana. Inhale, lift your hips up. You can interlace the fingers, catch the feet, or take Urdhva Dhanurasana, or just stay on your head. And inhale, lift up. That's 1. You still favor the inner edges of your feet. 2, if there's a block between your thighs, it rolls down. You lift your tail up through that. 3, bandhas in, belly in, lift your pelvic floor, extend the rib cage away from your hips. 4. And 5, and lower down. 1 more. Last one. Inhale, lift up and hold. 1, favoring the inner edges of your feet, try to make your legs straighter. 2, thighs roll down, tail lifts up, belly in. 3, extend the rib cage away from the hips. You're still lifting your pelvic floor. 4. And 5, and lowering down. And bring the legs in towards your chest, rock side to side, or make little circles on your back, just so you're massaging your paraspinal muscles. They've done a lot of work. And the more you can hug them to your chest, the deeper they'll stretch, and the stretch will come in the lower back. Okay, and then rock up to a seated position. If you want to take a vinyasa because you're an addict, I understand, I get it. But if you're a normal person, just come to a forward bend, just to counter. And it's a very relaxed one. We're holding here for 10 breaths. If you're doing your vinyasa, you should be in downward dog, give or take by now, then come forward to a seated position. I like to hug my legs personally. Some people who are very flexible can just go right into it. You do what's comfortable and breathe. 10 breaths. 1, it's not very active. It's very passive. Just try to relax your ribcage forward. 2, deepen the breath in the backside of the ribcage. The entire backside is opening. 3, in fact, the majority of the lung is on the backside of the ribs. So deepen the breath here. Backside of the ribs and the shoulder blades. 4, just notice it rise and fall. Let gravity and the breath do the work to bring you further forward. 5. 6. I just like to slide the legs back. So as this, I slide the legs back, I lengthen my rib cage forward. 7. 8. Don't go deeper. Breathe deeper. 9. And 10. Slowly work your way back up and lie down your backs, preparing for shoulder stand. And if you're not taking full shoulder stand, that's fine. Just lift your legs up. As long as you're allowing the blood to come away from the legs now, draining out of your feet and in towards your heart. It calms your nervous system. You can stay here or against the wall. Otherwise, go ahead, lift up. Hands on your lower back for support. Point your feet up and hold. 1. Point your feet up, lengthen the tail towards your feet. 2. Try to bring the hands lower on your back and bring the elbows closer together. 3. Now favor the feet towards the elbows and the tail towards the face. So straighten out more. 4, sound the breath through the throat, squishing out your thyroid and lymph nodes. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower down into Halasana, plow pose. Hold there. 1, it's okay if your hands on the back. Maybe bring the hands onto the mat or interlace them. 2, your feet don't have to come down. It's okay if they're well above the ground. 3, think of pulling the legs into the hip sockets. As they come into the hips, you hinge the pelvis more. 4, look towards your feet or towards the wall behind you. As you look back, it opens up the trachea. 5, take a deep breath. 6, 7, and 8. Bring the hands to the mat, use the arms like brakes, and lower your hips down. Once you bring your hips down, bend your knees. We're going to take happy baby pose. Grab the feet from the inside. I like to grab the heels and bend the knees towards your armpits. Hold here. 1, the karmic point's the same if you stay still or if you move side to side. Do what's comfortable. 2, but whatever you do, take deep breaths along with it. 3, bend the elbows and draw the knees down, but try to keep your hips down. 4, if you want to switch your grip and catch the outer edge of the feet, that's fine too. 5, 6, you're allowed to play with it. That's what makes a happy baby. It's a playful baby. 7, and 8. Okay, hug the legs into your chest. Rock up to a seated position. You can take a break there or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales, upward dog. We're going to prepare for headstand. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming onto all fours, and preparing for headstand. And what I mean by preparing for headstand is tuck in your shirt. That's what I mean. Because it sucks when you're in a headstand and your shirt's like falling in your face, and then having, the dad bod. I just don't want to sport that anymore, It's just not as adventurous. Okay. Interlace your fingers, squeeze the elbows in. Forearms should be parallel. You don't have to come up. I'll demonstrate prep pose first. Head down, straighten your legs, and you can stay here. If you're ready to lift up, go ahead. Breathe. Lift up. 1, keep the forearms down, contain your rib cage. If you're here, maybe you can walk in. 2, so as your feet are down, you keep walking them in. That's your work. Whenever you're ready to lift up, you go ahead. 3, you start with the weight towards the forearms, and then you allow it to drift back. 4, contain your rib cage. Find your bandhas. Belly in. Lift your pelvic floor. 5, forearms down. Bandhas engaged. Feet lengthen up. 6, relax your face. Relax the breath. 7, 8, find your shoulder or elbows down, belly in. 9, and 10, lowering down into pike if you can. Otherwise, stay up in there in headstand. That's 1. If you can, flex your feet. Go ahead. 2, lift your thighs up. Super strong legs. 3, legs go back into the hip sockets. 4, and 5. Inhale, back up for 1 breath if you can. And exhale, slowly lower the legs back down. Go ahead and roll forward onto your head if you want, just to stretch up the back of the neck. And take a very comfortable child's pose. And if you rolled over in your headstand, I'm still proud of you. That's all part of the process. Believe it or not, it's not failure. It's part of the practice. We've all done it. There's no count here in Balasana. Just stay in your child's pose. Again, really accentuate the breath in the backside of the rib cage. So when you breathe in, it opens up like a sail. And then as you exhale, that sail just softens down on your spine. Do that a few times. Head and shoulders are rolling forward and they're heavy, just to counterpose any of the tension that might have been created from being in a headstand. Curl the tail down towards your feet just to get a bit of a deeper stretch in your lower back. Undisengaged, stay with your breath. Most important part every time. And then slowly work your way back up. Just step your hands forward, step your feet back, and lower to chaturanga. Full inhales every time, and I don't care if you're off my count at all. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position. And if you can take full lotus, go ahead. Karmic point's the same whether or not you do. If you can catch the elbows behind your back and fold forward, go ahead. If that's not comfortable, make two fists in front of you. You can stack your fists and rest your head there. Maybe you can lower down to one fist or no fist. Maybe bring your hands back. It's just a comfortable cross-legged forward bend. That's it. Hold there. 1, head and shoulders still roll forward and they're still heavy. Counterposing head, stand still. 2, try to ground the hips, lengthen away from your hips. 3, and then focus on breathing in the backside of your rib cage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slowly work your way back up. Take chin mudra if you can, index fingers to the thumbs, backs to the hands, the fronts to the knees. If you're comfortable though with one hand in front on top of the other, that's fine too. Just the attention now is on the breath. That's the primary idea. 1, try to press your legs down, hold your belly and lift your pelvic floor. Go tall away from the foundation of your legs. 2, shoulder blades go down the back. They push forward into the chest, lengthening up. 3, sound the breath, observe the breath. Watch the action, listen to the sound. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lifting your gaze, release the mudra, prepare food, clip the heat. It's always easier in lotus, but it doesn't matter. Bring the legs up or the knees up towards your chest. Hands just in front of your hips. Lean the weight forward. Inhale, lift up. It's okay if your feet are down. Hold here. 1, knees up to your chest. 2, and shorten the waist. 3, push the floor away like it's hot. 4, lift your tail up. 5, thighs to the stomach, knees to the chest. 6, shorten your waist again, tail up. 7, breathe. 8, lift up, stay up. 9, and 10, and lower down. Very well done. And release the pose and take one last vinyasa. Step your hands forward, step your feet back, and lower to chaturanga. Full inhales into upward dog, and if you want, you can hold it for a couple of breaths. When you're ready, go ahead, full exhales into downward dog, and you can hold that for a couple of breaths. And then whenever you want, come forward into a seated position and lie down on your backs. I'm trying to get a book here. So if you want to use a book as a pillow or a block, go ahead, or an actual pillow, that's always good. Bring the hands underneath your head. Squeeze your elbows in, lift your head up so the chin drops, lengthening the back of your neck, and lower the head down onto the book or the block or the pillow. You could stay there, take cactus if you want, lift up your hips, slide the shoulder blades down the back, and then work your arms straight. Slowly lower your hips. As you lower the hips down, try to lengthen the tail towards the end of the mat. and come into a very comfortable resting pose. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. Allowing your body to relax and surrender to gravity 100%. Your body should feel like a stone sinking in the middle of a pond. Every time you exhale, your body sinks deeper into that pond, moving deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. And we'll stay here for a couple of minutes. Just rest. And bring the awareness back to your breath. Start taking deeper breaths. Bring the awareness back into your body. Start moving fingers and toes. Rotate wrists and ankles. Slowly bring the legs back together, the arms up behind the head. On an inhale, come into a big stretch so the arms, legs, fingers, toes reach. Exhale, just let it go. Bending your knees, rolling onto your right side. Use the right arm like a pillow. And the left hand on the floor in front of your chest. Stay there for a couple of breaths. And then coming up into a comfortable seated position, we'll close the class from here. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today in practice. I really appreciate it when people come just to support, and I hope that it supports you. That's the whole purpose of this, is to support the community as best we can. And yeah, just to give you a heads up, I'm planning to do a workshop on back bends or front stretches with a series of props so that it's not flexing on the body, but it's very opening and healthy. It's a smart and safe way to open up the front of your body. I'll send out more information on Instagram, but it's a paid workshop. So that one is $15 if you sign up, I think, before on Sunday, and then after that week, it's $20, give or take. And if you don't have an income, though, send me a direct message and we'll figure something out. Because I certainly don't want to tax people right now if you don't have an income. That's just not conscionable. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. If you have requests or anything like that, please send me a direct message if there's something you want to work on, and I'll try to weave that theme into the class. Twisting is something I wanted to do, so I brought it in and just kept it in my thought process, and I hope that it helped you today and informed your practice as you go. That's it, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you again on Thursday. Peace to everyone. Thanks, Lana. Bye, everyone.